Imagine waking up on the first day of every month. Your rent is due. Your electricity bill arrives. Your internet bill is waiting. But instead of stressing about how you'll pay them, your investments quietly deposit cash into your account. No overtime, no second job, no chasing the next paycheck. Just businesses around the world working for you while you sleep. Now, let's be realistic. Building enough passive income to pay your monthly rent doesn't happen overnight. There are no shortcuts, no secret stock, no guaranteed millionaire strategy. Real wealth is built one investment at a time, patiently, consistently. And that's exactly why dividend investing has become one of the most popular long-term wealth-building strategies in the world. Historically, the U.S. stock market has delivered an average annual return of around 10% before inflation over very long periods. Of course, every year is different, and future returns are never guaranteed. But history shows that patient investors have often been rewarded. So why do most people still struggle financially? Because they spend their lives buying things that lose value instead of assets that can generate income. Think about it. The moment someone gets a raise, they buy a newer car, move into a bigger apartment, upgrade their phone, book more expensive vacations. This is called lifestyle inflation. As income grows, spending grows even faster. Years later, they're earning twice as much, but still living paycheck to paycheck. Now imagine someone making a different decision. Instead of upgrading their lifestyle every time they receive a raise, they increase their investments. Every paycheck buys more shares. Every dividend buys even more shares. Over time, those small decisions begin creating something powerful. Passive income. That's the real difference between consumers and investors. Consumers spend money. Investors buy assets. And those assets continue working long after the workday ends. Think about companies like Apple. Millions of people buy iPhones every year. Microsoft powers businesses across the world. Amazon continues expanding into cloud computing, logistics, advertising, and artificial intelligence. Visa processes billions of payment transactions every year. Whether you're asleep or at work, these companies continue generating revenue. When you own shares in them or own ETFs that hold them, you become a small owner of businesses creating value every single day. That's what investing really means. You're not buying ticker symbols. You're buying ownership. This brings us to one of the biggest misconceptions about dividend investing. Many beginners believe they should simply buy the stock with the highest dividend yield. But a high yield isn't always a good sign. Sometimes it's actually a warning sign. Imagine two companies. The first pays a massive 12% dividend. Sounds amazing. But profits are falling. Debt keeps increasing. The business is shrinking. Its stock price continues declining year after year. Now look at another company. It only pays a 2.5% dividend today, but its earnings continue growing. Its dividend increases every year. Its products remain in demand, and its stock price steadily climbs over time. Which company is more likely to build long-term wealth? For most investors, the second one wins. That's because dividend growth is often far more powerful than chasing the highest yield. A growing business can reward investors in two ways. First, through a rising share price. Second, through increasing dividend payments. Those dividends can then be reinvested to buy even more shares. This creates a powerful cycle. More shares generate more dividends. More dividends buy more shares. And over many years, compounding begins doing most of the work. That's why experienced investors focus on owning quality businesses rather than chasing quick profits. Another reason dividend investing has become so popular is diversification. Instead of betting everything on one company, you can invest through ETFs that own hundreds of businesses across different industries. If one company struggles, others continue supporting the portfolio. You're not relying on one winner. You're relying on the strength of the entire economy. And today's economy looks very different from what it did 10 years ago. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. Cloud computing continues growing. Digital payments are replacing cash. Cybersecurity has become essential. Renewable energy is attracting billions of dollars in investment. Data centers are expanding rapidly to support AI and cloud computing. These aren't short-term trends. They're long-term structural changes. That's why modern dividend investing isn't just about buying traditional utility companies anymore. It's about owning businesses that benefit from the world's biggest growth trends while continuing to reward shareholders. The smartest investors don't ask, which stock pays the biggest dividend today? Instead, they ask, which companies are most likely to grow their earnings, increase their dividends, and become even more valuable over the next decade? That simple shift in thinking can completely change your investment results. Now here's another important lesson. The first $100,000 is often the hardest milestone. Not because investing is complicated, but because, in the beginning, every dollar comes from your own paycheck. You're carrying the entire portfolio yourself. Then something amazing happens. Your investments begin helping you. A portfolio worth $20,000 earning a 10% return adds around $2,000. A $200,000 portfolio could grow by around $20,000 under similar conditions. The percentage stays the same. The dollars become much larger. That's the power of compounding. Eventually, your money starts working harder than you do. And that's why consistency beats perfection every single time. You don't need to predict every market crash. You don't need to find the next NVIDIA. You simply need a disciplined plan and enough patience to let time do the heavy lifting. So if I were starting from zero today, what kind of portfolio would I build to create growing dividend income over the next decade? Let's break it down. Let's start with the foundation. If I were building a dividend portfolio from scratch today, I wouldn't try to pick dozens of individual stocks. Instead, I'd build a simple portfolio around 4 core categories that balance growth, stability, and passive income. First, 40% in broad market index ETFs. Funds like VOO, VTI, or IEOD own hundreds of America's largest companies, including Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway, and many more. Instead of trying to predict which company will dominate the next decade, you're investing in the overall growth of the U.S. economy. Historically, the U.S. stock market has returned around 10% annually before inflation over long periods, although future returns are never guaranteed. That's why broad market ETFs have become the foundation of so many successful portfolios. Next, 30% in dividend growth ETFs. This is where funds like SCHD, DGRO, and VG shine. These ETFs focus on financially strong companies with growing earnings, healthy cash flow, and a long history of increasing their dividends. Companies like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, PepsiCo, and AbbVie have continued rewarding shareholders through recessions, inflation, and changing economic conditions. That's exactly what long-term investors want. Not the highest dividend today, but businesses that continue paying more year after year. The next 20% would focus on infrastructure and REITs. This is one of the biggest opportunities of the next decade. Artificial intelligence isn't just software. Every AI model requires enormous computing power. That means more data centers, more electricity, more cooling systems, more fiber optic networks, and billions of dollars invested in infrastructure. Companies like Digital Realty and Equinix own data centers used by cloud providers and AI companies around the world. Utilities like NextEra Energy continue investing in renewable energy and grid expansion to meet rising electricity demand. Most investors only see AI software. Smart investors also see the businesses powering the AI revolution behind the scenes. Finally, I dedicate about 10% to higher growth investments. This could include semiconductor companies like NVIDIA or Broadcom, cybersecurity leaders, robotics companies, or innovative healthcare businesses. Keeping this allocation relatively small gives you exposure to future growth without taking unnecessary risks. Now let's talk about one habit that quietly creates millionaires. Automation. Every payday, invest first. Not after paying every bill. Not after buying the things you want. Invest first, then live on what's left. This simple habit removes emotion from investing. Whether markets are rising or falling, you continue buying shares consistently through a strategy called dollar cost averaging. When prices fall, your money buys more shares. When prices rise, your portfolio becomes more valuable. Either way, you're building wealth. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is expecting quick results. They invest for a few months, don't become rich, and assume investing doesn't work. Then they chase meme stocks, penny stocks, options, or the latest social media trend. Unfortunately, many end up losing both money and valuable time. Building wealth is rarely exciting. It's repetitive, it's disciplined, and that's exactly why it works. Imagine investing $1,500 every month into a diversified portfolio. If your investments earned returns similar to the long-term historical average of a U.S. stock market, while remembering that future returns are never guaranteed, you could potentially build a portfolio worth several $100,000 in about 10 years. Keep investing for another decade, and compounding begins doing most of the heavy lifting. That's why the greatest advantage you have isn't intelligence. It isn't timing. It's time itself. The longer your money stays invested, the harder it works for you. There's one more investment many people overlook: your career. Someone who increases their income from $60,000 to $120,000 has far more money available to invest every month. Higher income leads to larger investments. Larger investments generate more dividends. Those dividends buy even more shares. That's how wealth compounds. At the same time, avoid lifestyle inflation. Every raise doesn't need to become a more expensive car or a bigger house. Instead, invest part of every raise before increasing your spending. Your future self will thank you. So what's the real secret behind dividend investing? It's not finding one magical stock. It's owning quality businesses, reinvesting your dividends, staying invested through every market cycle, and giving compounding enough time to work. Remember these 4 principles. Buy quality, not just high yields. Stay diversified. Invest consistently. Think long-term. Because while most people spend their entire lives working for money, successful investors spend years building assets that eventually work for them. One day, those dividend payments might cover your phone bill, then your groceries, then your rent, and eventually, perhaps even your entire lifestyle. That's the real goal. Not getting rich overnight, but creating the freedom to choose how you spend your time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to build long-term wealth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.